today on Divorce Court.
Aaron, your ways is not the holy grail of all ways, Mr. Prodigal Son, that you think that you are.
Cher's verbally abusive. You shouldn't be speaking to me that way.
When it comes to me and my mouth, I just have no chill.
We used to have sex multiple times a day. You can't go from that to nothing at all. It's like going from steak to going to hamburger helper. Nobody wants that. It was no need to get married if that's what you wanted to go for.
You can't sex somebody if they don't look sexable and they hygiene looking all terrible. You run around here looking like a Miss Dwarf Rick Ross. Nobody want all that mess on their face. You're not ZZ Top. Cut that mess off.
We can never find that common ground to move forward. If it's not gonna be conducive for both people, it's no need for even having it. That's why I think we need this divorce.
Divorce Court is now in session.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Sherry Shepard and Aaron Shepard. Mr. and Mrs. Shepard, you have been married for 9 years, but separated for the last 2, and you do not want to be married anymore. Ms. Shepard, you want $3,200 from Mr. Shepard as you leave this union. But before we get to that, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your marriage and why you're here in divorce court today?
Your Honor, I'm here today because I'm just tired of being broke, busted, and disgusted, okay? When I got married to Mr. Shepard, I had a job, he had a job, we keep jobs, we do what we do, and we have nice things, okay? Right. Somehow, somewhere down the line, he thought my mindset of having a mediocre life was going to change. That's never going to change. I like things, and if I have to work 40, 50, 60, 80 hours to obtain those things, I'm going to do what I have to do, and I expect him to do the same thing, but he doesn't. He's a penny pincher, and I can't deal with that.
Give me some examples of his penny pinching.
Okay, one example, we had a family cruise. I had a daughter who graduated college. I want to go on this cruise. It costed a certain amount of money. Well, we talked about this, we planned this, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to put half, put the down deposit down, and you're going to have to pay the rest of it. Well, I put the deposit down, and then every time it came for the payments, Mr. Shepard wouldn't pay, I had to pay. And then we get to the point to where it's time to go on a cruise. I'm like, look, okay, since I paid for the cruise, can you just pay for the transportation to Florida, from Florida, and pay for all the excursions? Oh yeah, I got that. He worked, he's supposed to have it. He always say he don't got no money, but he always have money because he always stashed it somewhere. So we get down to the cruise. He paid for us to get down there. We get on the cruise. I want to go do all these excursions that I had planned. We don't got no money. All of a sudden, I don't got that. We can't do this. But he managed to buy him like a half a case of some expensive wine, or actually liquor, so he could bring back home and sell it half for himself. Okay?
You can't deny he has an entrepreneurial spirit. Mr. Shepard, what happened with respect to the cruise?
Okay, so, Your Honor, pretty much what happened, I started working when we first set up for it, I was unemployed for a little bit. I started driving cabs. I drove for like 30 straight days. I did have some money. In retrospect to what she says, yes, some of it, I did not come up with the amount that she did want me to, but I did come up with what I felt was fair and what I was able to come up with at the time.
You did the best you could.
Exactly, because I had other bills and stuff to pay that I was paying, and like I said, prior to that, I was unemployed for a little bit, but I did contribute to it, and she likes to make it like I didn't do anything at all, which is definitely
Mrs. Shepard, what are you dying to say?
All I'm saying is you can't use the word fair. Fair means the cruise is $6,200, you pay your $31. That's fair. You didn't pay half of the cruise, and then past that, I paid it, it's good. Fair would be you pay the trip going down, the trip coming back, and excursions in between. That's fair. You can't use words fair when you're not going to do what's fair.
Let me ask you this. There's the word fair, and there's the word capacity. And capacity means what he's able to do.
Capacity
was he employed to the extent that he would have enough to pay his bills and put that amount of money on a discretionary event?
That's of no never mind to me.
Really?
She's right, Your Honor. She's telling the truth on that.
That's of no.
Absolutely.
When
you don't care.
When you sit down and you plan, and you come up with this plan, then you hold the plan. You don't devour. He had a job. He left that job. Did he tell you that?
When you made plans, he had a job?
Yes.
What happened with this particular job? Do you recall?
He'll tell you they don't fire him. He walks away because he gets agitated. He don't like how somebody's talking to him. I work in mental health. I don't like how patients come running at me. I don't like how people come targeting me. But I still have my job. I don't like going to work every day. I want to sit on my butt. But no, I always have to go to work.
Mr. Shepard, are you one for walking off jobs?
I have left a job or two, definitely. And
what is behind that?
Usually it's to me it feels like I'm being disrespectful. Like I deal with a lot at jobs. I'm willing to take a lot of different things, but I don't like being totally disrespectful. I believe what happened the time before that.
What constitutes totally disrespectful? Because it seems to happen to you a lot, or at least fairly often.
It happens a fair amount of times. Just people, when it gets to the point that I feel like either I need to go or I'm gonna have to lay my hands on somebody, I think instead of me going to jail and her having to come spend money to bail me out of jail because I didn't attack somebody at work, I think it's best for me to leave that environment. That's the way I look at it. I'm not a violent person, but for me to feel that way, I'm a very calm, cool, collective individual.
Do you think you get angry or upset quickly or easily?
No, absolutely not.
Because most people don't have to walk off jobs fairly frequently because of the way they're spoken to. So it would seem to indicate that the common denominator is you getting annoyed by what average bosses say.
And usually I ignore that. I blow it off, I gaff it off, it's not a big issue, but sometimes it is like to a point where I think, you know, it's best that we vacate the situation so it's not a major issue for everybody. Because then if we got to spend bail money for me to get out, that's another bill not paid.
I understand that. That's neither here nor there. Why don't you tell me what else he does with respect to employment that makes you busted, broke, and disgusted?
That alone is enough for me. When you are a husband and you are a father, you don't have the liberty to just walk off of something without having something secure. That's just it. I come from a family, and I chill with people where our responsibilities is our responsibilities. So if I have to go get 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever it is, you go do what you have to do and you make it work. The answer is never, I don't got this.
Right.
And he's okay with, I don't have this. I'm not okay with that. I'm never going to be okay with that.
Mr. Shepard,
my thing is this, what I was gonna say is, she says that, and then it's to the point where I'm working, because I've worked 2 and 3 jobs before. I've worked 60, 70 hours a week, and then it becomes the issue of her complaining. Oh, well, you working too much. When you gonna take time to see your kids? When you gonna have time to do this? It can't be both. Either you want me working and making all the money, or you want me working.
Home,
yeah, like I can't do it. Can't be right and left. It can't be up and down.
Do you complain when he works hard?
I do complain at times, but the same thing, I'm constantly working overtime, but I still come home, wash clothes, clean, cook, take care of them same dang children, take them to doctor's appointments and everything, even on my lunch break.
Right.
So I don't understand. Then I have time to try to sleep with you, even in my time, just lay there and say, get it. But it happens. You get your bed, and it's all good, and I can go to sleep to start the next day.
Yeah. Mr. Shepard, I'm getting a picture of a woman who feels like she's giving everything and getting nothing in return. I also understand there's some issues with respect to cheating, so I want to turn and speak to those.
One day I walked up on this video that he took of him instructing some female to play with her womanly parts. No woman on this planet is gonna let you videotape their vajayjay, but you ain't sticking no dipsticks nowhere near it.
Mrs. Shepard, you say you've caught Mr. Shepard in some compromising situations. Why don't you tell me about what's going on?
Yes, ma'am. For a long time, I thought he was cheating on me because my body was having different issues that I never had, okay? But one day I walked up on this video that he took of him instructing some female to play with her womanly parts, okay? And she's doing it. So in my head, there's no way he trying to tell me, oh, that was just a video, we ain't have no sex. No woman on this planet that I can be clear of, at least I think, I don't know, y'all can tell me, but it's gonna let you videotape their vajayjay, but you ain't sticking no dipsticks nowhere near it.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Okay,
Mr.
you had
Shepard?
2 videos
It's
of
not
2
true,
separate
Your
looking
Honor.
chicks, so they both just let you videotape. They were JJs.
Mr. Shepard, what happened with respect to the videos?
Now, as far as the videos go, yeah, I will say it was video in my phone. However, no, it was no intercourse. It was something that I was doing. Another one of
What were you doing?
One of my other entrepreneur avenues that I was pursuing. And, you know, I've never cheated on my wife before. I'm not a cheater. I don't condone it. I don't like it. We've had issues with her when it
Never
comes
cheated?
to her being sneaky.
Then what
and-
about
You're
the chick when I
saying
went up to her
those
job?
videos were porn videos that you
Yeah,
were
pretty
going
much.
to sell?
Yeah, I'm a
to
director.
sell.
I wasn't in it. I'm not there.
Directing
how am
on
I-
his phone, Your
Well, I'm
Honor.
going to
It was
record
on his
half of
phone,
it. If
not
I'm
on
going to
the
record,
reel.
I'm going to record the whole thing, right? Why? You feel what I'm saying. If you're going to record something, I'll record half of it.
Leave Joe alone.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry.
He don't
I'm
even want to
sorry.
hear about it. He
I'm
certainly
sorry.
don't want to talk
Okay.
about it.
And then she
Oh, no,
brings
he
up
Ralph
this stuff.
Cramden.
But yeah, I catch her in the middle of the night texting guys she love them and things like this, 3 o'clock in the morning on instant message. Now that's direct. That ain't no falsified evidence or
Okay.
anything else.
I
That's
hear.
actually reality. That's going on. You're meeting up
Okay.
with guys, you're having them take you to
No.
meet guys and things. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
You
That's
supposed to be getting tutored, but you in movie theaters watching movies. That ain't no, you studying in the movie theater in the dark. Who study in the dark? Please tell me.
We
you
was done studying.
You study in the dark. Okay.
So, Mrs. Shepard, we're going to have to turn to you. Are you making inappropriate phone calls and doing inappropriate things with other men?
No, ma'am, that's not
Email?
inappropriate. No, let me tell you something. The guy that I told I love you to, I will always love him. He is still a best friend of mine to this day. I was going through a rough situation, and he paid the down deposit from my place and for me and my kids to be okay. This is before me and him.
It was a friendly
It was a
love you.
friendly I love you. He had been going through some things, and I had let him know, look, I love you. I will always love you.
It's
And I'm going
always
to tell you to
friendly
your
on her
face,
part,
to his
Yana.
face, I don't care, because it is what it is.
Okay, I got you.
But the friend with the movie theater, he was tutoring me, and I passed my class, and
I
it was
bet
his
you did.
birthday, and so I went to the
I
movie.
bet you did pass that class, I'm sure. He passed his too, didn't he?
He went
So
in
I'm
school.
going to turn my attention. Mr. Shepard, you say there are other sneaky things that she does, and I want to
I don't do
know
no sneaky
what
in
they
his
are.
face.
We were supposed to be going out to dinner. All of a sudden, she gets a call, and now she needs me to go take her to meet somebody somewhere. She gets out of the car, rides to their car, gets in there, is in there for almost 10 minutes, whatever long it was. It was too long for my comfort. Plus, you want me to park way down here for what?
Is it possible to keep a relationship if you can't keep a job? Tell us what you think at facebook.com/divorce court. Divorce Court will be right back.
Mr. Shepard, you say your wife canceled on you with an event and then went out with someone else. Why don't you tell me what happened?
So yeah, pretty much what it was, Your Honor, we were supposed to be going out to dinner. We had both been I had been at work out running all day. She had running errands and things like that. And then we met up finally. And in the middle of us supposed to be going to dinner, out to eat something that was her idea, Your Honor, because we hadn't been spending time. All of a sudden, she gets a call, and now she needs me to go take her to meet somebody somewhere. Now, we get to this parking lot. It's at a little restaurant. And she tells me, oh, park right here, but yet they park about 10 spaces way down. She gets out of the car, rides to their car, gets in there, is in there for almost 10 minutes, whatever long it was too long for my comfort. Plus, you want me to park way down here for what? If you just going to talk to somebody or meet somebody to get whatever it is, what'd you get?
Well, let's see. What'd you get?
I don't even remember that situation,
Yeah,
and he could have
I'm
brought
sure,
his behind to the
yeah.
window if that's what he wanted. I wouldn't even
She
give a
don't
damn.
remember nothing
Do
when
you
it's her
think
turn.
she would have brought you along for an illicit interaction?
Yeah, yes.
You really do?
I do.
I'm kinda
Okay.
Because what
but
was the
that ain't-
purpose of it?
I got it, Mr.
Okay,
Shepard.
all
Mr.
right.
Shepard, I'm going to ask you this. You say that he's verbally abusive. Why don't you tell
No,
me?
he's not verbally abusive. I'm the verbally abusive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
You say she's verbally
She
abusive.
is, absolutely.
Why don't you tell me about that?
Okay, so like one of the times she's telling me to get the F out the house, okay? So we talking about whatever. She gets upset. Well, you can just get the F out.
It ain't
Fine,
whatever.
I'll
You calling
leave.
me
Stop.
selfish, and I'm not selfish.
Stop.
I'm like, that's fine, I'll leave. I'm getting my stuff together. She's like, you're not moving fast enough, you bitch. Throwing my stuff down the hallway. And I'm like, yeah, you being real selfish. And then she throws my DVD player and cracks it up against the wall and it breaks. This is ridiculous. Like, she's talking to me this way, like, she wants to be the man. I'm supposed to be the man. She wants me to take charge, and then she doesn't want me to take charge. Like, she's confused. Like I said, she like to live in a falsified reality, y'all.
Right.
And then you're calling me MFers and all this other stuff. That's not my name.
Right.
I don't call you those things. I don't call you out your name. I call your name. I call you Sherry.
I got
Your
you.
Honor,
I
she
got
feels
you.
like she can express any and everything that she feels isn't the way that she wants it to go until it's my turn to talk about what I want to talk about.
That's
And
not
then
true.
all of a sudden it's a problem. It's whining, you complaining, why you bringing up old stuff, this and that. But you'll bring up stuff from any Timbuktu, under rock, anything you can find and think of at the time, because it's not you. And then when it turns to you, face the own mirror that you like putting up to other people.
I
That's
can
the way
face
I
my
see it.
mirrors.
I got you. I'm so glad you're getting a divorce. I don't know what to do. But I do know what I need to do next, and that's determine whether or not Mrs. Shepard is owed $3,200 from you, Mr. Shepard, and that's what we're going to talk about.
What do you expect your partner to do if they're between jobs? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back.
Mrs. Shepard, you say Mr. Shepard owes you $3,200. Why do you say that?
I had a Montero Sport.
Uh-huh.
I asked him not to drive my vehicle. Was getting my vehicle prepared to be a part of a truck club. I didn't want the vehicle touched, right? I get in the shower, I come out, my truck's gone, he's gone. I get a call from his mom, and his mom's like, he's been in a bad accident. So the same truck I told him not to get in,
He got in.
he got in it and it got wrecked, like completely totaled out. The reason I'm asking for the money is because when I went to go get a new vehicle, his insurance paid for it, but they downgraded the value of my vehicle, so I only got like $1,200 back. And then the vehicle I needed to get was costing $3,200. Mm-hmm. So I put that towards it, and I had to take a little bit of money out my 401k in order to get me a new vehicle. And I'm more upset not with the fact that he wrecked my car, but the fact that he thought that since his insurance handled it, he didn't have to help me come up with a down payment for another vehicle.
Okay.
If you'd have never got in the car, it wouldn't have been
It never
wrecked.
would have happened. Mr. Shepard, your response to that?
Yes, I did take the car, Your Honor. She claims that she told me not to drive it. I didn't hear. We drive each other's cars all the time. Anytime she want to drive my car, it's not a problem. The reason I took her car was because I had just brought this new CD. Her sound system was better in that car at the time, so I wanted to hear my CD in the car. Now, I went to my mom. I had to handle some business. On the way coming back, a drunk driver wound up hitting me.
Okay.
It wasn't my fault. It wasn't me driving reckless. If it was, every time we go somewhere, she wouldn't ask me to drive and not want to drive herself.
I got you. Mrs. Shepard, his insurance paid you. You're only allowed to get recompensed for the amount of money that you actually lost. Your loss is based upon the car that you had and how much it would be to replace that car at that age in that condition. And that's what the insurance company gave you. What you want is money on top of that in an effort to replace the car, which is not what the courts do. So I can't give you that. Mrs. Shepard, you're done and it's over with. I would say to you, be less interested in nice things. Be more interested in kind acts. I think that you are somewhat enamored of that which the Joneses had.
No.
Oh, yeah, you do. And you got to work all this extra time to do a cruise and all that kind of stuff. I work for nice things, and if I got to work 60, 70 hours to get nice things, then just check your program. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Shepard, behave a little better. But there will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
I would like to make this divorce legal now. I'm done. Don't want no more. Finish, finito, down the block. Period.
Sherry's ready to go ahead and get this divorce over with, so am I. I think we're better off as friends, being co-parents, but as far as relationship, I think it needs to be completely dissolved.